everybody. I'm Lata, and you're here with us at Sita's channel where we're discussing about women empowerment. Today, we have a very special guest joining us, Miss Kanika Hasrat. She has a vast experience of 25 years in the hotel industry. She's held leadership positions and worked with renowned domestic and international hospitality chains across key cities in India and internationally as well. She believes in working with a strong focus on quality and strategy. Now, without taking much time, let me just introduce you again to Miss Kanika Hasrat. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Lata. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you and the team at Sita.
Can you tell us a little about your journey for the audience so they also know a little about, how you've come into the industry and how it's been for you all these years?
She said I've been in the industry 25 years. I have been in the industry a little longer. As a woman, sometimes I don't like telling how many years because it tells a lot about my age. But yes, I've been in the industry a long time. I actually started my career by I signed up for hospitality when I joined the Institute of Hotel Management in Mumbai. I passed out from there with an opportunity to join the Oberoi Hotels as part of the Oberoi School of Hotel Management at that time. Today it's called the OCLD, quite a coveted institute, teaches you the basics of hospitality. And I think one of the biggest things that taught me that there's no ego in any job. So that was at the beginning of my career. I started as a housekeeper. I joined in the housekeeping department. And when I say no ego, I cleaned bathrooms, I made beds, I hoovered or vacuumed rooms. That was the stage where, hard work, you thought you'll work hard and you'll get recognized. But slowly through the post a number of years, you realize it's not only about working hard, it's also about what you retain, how you manage your people. And those were my biggest learnings itself. And my first HOD role or head of department role, the first opportunity I had to lead a team myself was at the spectacular Wildflower Hall, Mashobra. So I had an opportunity to deal with a young team, very young team, and enthusiasm, energetic, eager to learn. As a leader, I challenge how to keep yourself abreast with what's happening and how to keep these energies working for the good of the hotel. So that was my first leadership role. Post that, I moved out of that organization, took on the role of a director of services at the opening JW Marriott Juhu, Mumbai. And I was married by then. So as a woman, I'm sorry, my career story also intertwines a lot with my personal story. And it was a career change in the sense, it was a different culture, an American company, different learnings. And that also gave me an opportunity to move out of my forte of housekeeping. And I took a step down in my career at that stage to learn front office. I became the assistant front office manager. I managed that hotel. I mean, it was a risk at that time because you are at the helm of what you do. But I was at that age when I wanted to learn more. I think I loved the industry. And taking the step down only broadened my horizons. So I grew back again, became front office manager, director of rooms, director of operations. And it was Mr. Oberoi once again who gave me the opportunity to, as a first time general manager. So the Trident Jaipur, a spectacular, quaint, beautiful, very close to my heart hotel. Right opposite the Jal Mahal at Jaipur was my foray into being a general manager. I joined that hotel at a very difficult time in the year 2009 after the Mumbai attacks in 2008. Our hospitality industry, our country was going through quite a shock in travel itself. We didn't have travelers. Jaipur was a tourist destination. First time ever in my career, I saw an 8% occupancy. Again, new learnings, new team. But I believe the human spirit, and that is what we all carry with us every day when we come to our jobs, is what kept us going at that time and helped us build back the industry. And today, after all these years, I've been general manager with a number of different hotels. Today, after all these years, when I talk about it, I say that may have been the learnings which I had to put into practice during COVID. From 8, we actually saw 1 or nil, right, in the last 1 year. So that's been my career story. On the personal front, I told you I was married. I have a daughter who's now 18. And like I say, she's been an autopilot child.
That's wonderful. It's been a really nice, interesting story you have there. So, while you've been in the hotel industry, I'm sure, we talk about women empowerment, we talk about standing for women's rights. Have you, what can we do, or what do you do in terms like for bridging the gender divide, and how do you help other women reach the top? Because, you yourself have a very exciting story, and you said you did step down and you took a you took a challenge and you decided that's what you wanted to do. How is it for other people? How do you help them reach the top?
One of the things I realized down my career journey was the fact that I got inspired by a lot of other women, and not necessarily women from my field. So right in the beginning of my career at Oberoi, we had a lady who headed the housekeeping department, a lady by the name of Praveen Malarkar, a tough lady, somebody, huge respect for her. I told you I opened the hotel Wildflower Hall. We had it was opening, we were all ready for it, and then suddenly with snowstorms, etc., we said, okay, we'll delay it. And the governor suddenly decided that he wanted to come to the hotel. We didn't, and when you're snowed in and you don't have people, that was a challenge. This lady was with me, and I say no ego. She was the one sitting and cleaning rooms and bathrooms. She said, I do the bathrooms better, I'll handle that, you make the beds. She was the director of housekeeping for the company. So she's somebody who inspired me immensely. And then as our career went, you picked up small snippets of learnings from lots of different people. As a new mom, I learned, in Mumbai, you met lots of other people from different fields, and I met this lady who was a pediatrician, and pediatricians' hours could be as awkward as hoteliers. Because Correct. When there's an emergency and they got pulled in, they could have, but she knew how to really use the resources around her. She didn't hesitate ringing the doorbell of a neighbor and saying, can I leave my child with you? I need to consult an emergency.
Yeah.
And those were things I may have hesitated in the past, but this taught me that, yes, I need to ask for support and help when I need it. So these are learnings I had as a woman, as a mother, as a professional. And even on the professional front, if I don't know something, I have no hesitation in going and saying, you know what, I don't understand this. Can you explain this to me? And I just think it makes me more humane. And I find people WhatsApp me at the weirdest hour when they have doubts, which makes it so much easier for all of us. Yes, I have had learnings from lots of different people. And like I say, I got inspired by so many other women. Before the pandemic, we actually ran a program for all the women. We have 7 hotels in NCR and now 8. We actually had all the women in all these hotels, and we were quite a force of a number of us who got together at one hotel and we spoke inspiration stories. We have someone who works in our operator section at the Taj Mahal, Delhi. She's a lady who's born deaf and dumb.
Oh.
But she's an operator section. You know what her job is? She's responsible for emergency handling of processes. So she makes life easier for the rest of the team when, God forbid, there's an emergency. And she's an inspiration for all of us too. So what did we do? We got a whole lot of women in and shared inspiring stories. We called it IHCL 1 for 1. And that means one woman for another, one man for a woman, and a woman for a man. So it's all of us in it together. And that was a great game changer for all of us because it just made us all feel so connected. The pandemic was a tough time again, and I'm sure all of us read newspaper articles. It's been tougher for women than men at different stratas of society. So the simple fact, the job at home is considered a woman's. And when the pandemic stuck, and unfortunately my industry's had a lot of salary wage cuts across, and I worked with many companies and in touch with so many people, it's heartbreaking. But these were people who, when you said there's a salary cut for a woman, the man of the house turned around and said, why do you need to work? You anyway spend more traveling. Yeah. So suddenly their job was not as lucrative or important.
Yeah.
So there were job cuts, there were job losses, there were people with personal health issues, family health issues. And that falls onto the lap of the women because that's the traditional social structure we are in, which will take time to go away. So my role as a leader is to support other women and tell them, listen, I know you're going through a tough time, I'm here.
You're also the president of WICCI, the Hospitality and Tourism National Council. Can you give us some idea of some initiatives that you've run there?
I remember I just vented on Facebook one day, and because I worked so many companies, etc., that post went viral. I wrote that this industry has given me everything I have. This industry is meant everything I have become today. And this is my turn to give back. So it doesn't matter what brand you work in, what department you work in, where you work in, I'm here for you. And if I can help in any way, please reach out. And that just went viral. I suddenly had phone calls coming in from everywhere, and we had the founder of WICCI. WICCI is the Women Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Yes.
A lady called Harbin Arora reaching out and saying, Kanika, you have created something which I don't think you realize what you've done, but we want you to lead our hospitality and tourism chapter. And I was like, this is not meant to be a official role. But I was excited, of course. I reached out and IHCL has really supported me and said, please go ahead. If it's good for society, it's good for us. And so I took on as president on the honorary role for this organization. And today we have grown up to about 1,700 women from Indian hospitality. Wow. And tourism, in fact. And what do? We connect, we talk issues. We have a lawyer on our board. On our team, actually, we have a national council. Our job is to keep people positive. I use it as an opportunity to tell people that you may have been laid off, but use it as an opportunity to connect with family, connect with yourself, build your health, and last but not the least, upskill yourself. Yeah. So IHM Aurangabad has come on board with us, which has been really gracious of them. And we conduct classes every alternate Saturday, that is the second and the fourth Saturday of the month, right. On topics which are relevant, whether it is managing financial accounting, zero-based budgeting, digital marketing, understanding inventory management, and I say current for hospitality, and upskilling is one of our agendas. And last but not least, we have also tied up with an NGO known as Sathiya. Yeah. This is the Shibulal Foundation based out of Bangalore. And we are working with underprivileged youth to upskill them, because a lot of people lost their jobs in hospitality, but we also know a lot of people have moved on to other fields. And hospitality will need talent. These are people who are in need, and we would love to support them, help them grow in hospitality. So this is what we do, and we have a lot of, and I'm saying it, we are gender agnostic. We don't say that these programs are only for men or women. Yeah. Yes, it started off with women in hospitality, but we embrace everybody. Today we have a lot of men also joining on for these programs. I get a lot of feedback from them, and we work on feedback. So, and it's an online, WICCI Hospitality Tourism is online. We are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook, and we're connecting with people. And our job, and the beauty is, a lot of hospitality companies are sending us, these are openings we have, can you post it? So it's hopefully helping people get back their livelihoods.
That's amazing. I think that's a lot of work that you're doing there. Very inspirational for anybody who's listening, for all the women out there, for all the men out there. I think I'm sure the amount of people that you're reaching out to now, especially with social media also, and with all these initiatives that you're doing, I think it's commendable.
You've explained so started off with one person, but I have a forge with me now, like I say.
It's really interesting because, you have all these women out there, like you've spoken about it, and, they're all trying to right when they go back to work also, it'll be quite difficult for them to get back into that routine, and try to manage that life, work from home balance. And now they're going back to work, and just to balance all of that out and getting back into a routine, I think that's also going to be very difficult for all the women out there, especially women with children and young children. And I think it's all the inspiration and all the positivity that they can gather, I think that'll be quite inspirational for them. And I think that even the workshop which you said, the 1-for-1, I think that's also really interesting, because I think that's what we all need out there, is somebody who's going to listen to us and who can, just pay attention.
And I know it, Lata, and all of us, each of us has got really inspirational stories. Whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, people have had challenges, people have come out of it, and we can all learn from each other.
Yeah, so I think that's the best learning. That's the best learning. I think that's the best learning. And would you have a message for all the women out there, the women, the men, everybody who's listening to you right now? Would you have a message for them?
So for the women, I'll say I don't work like a man or a woman. I work as a professional. When I'm on the job, yes, I wear a sari. I also wear suits. But I work as a professional, and I don't think, I hope the men will be happy, because they always say this, you're all trying to build this feminist culture. No, it's not feminist culture. It's about giving the helping hand and a support for the person who needs it. It's about hearing and maybe saying, okay, you have a small kid at home and maybe they need to go for a vaccine. I fill in for you. Right. So please, men, understand it. Or I'm sure you're an equal partner at home. Tell your wife, you go to work, I'm going to take the kid for the vaccine. Do your bit. And for the women, come on, it depends on your dream. learn to dream. I really want to share this. I recently got promoted as the area director for Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh for ICL. For me, that is a feather in the cap, but it's also like, we can do it, girls. And I say that to each person. So dream, you will get there.
I think that's beautiful. I think that's a beautiful note to everybody who's listening out there. And lastly, I read somewhere that you like to do gardening.
Oh, yes.
And I know with all this work that you're doing right now, when do you find the time to do gardening? And do you have a gardening tip for us?
No, okay. So I'll be very honest. I'm a Fauji kid. I have grown up in the hills, in the mountains, in back really far away places, whether it's a Tezpur, whether it's a Shillong, whether it's Udhampur. These are places which are not on the regular track. So invariably, the beauty of that life is you're surrounded by nature. I am fortunate to work in hotels where I surround myself with a lot of other beautiful things, and sometimes even in city hotels, some nice gardens. But I have a balcony at home, and my family says she's obsessed with it. I'm an early riser, 5:30 on up. My small balcony, lots of plants, and my cup of coffee is my me time. Oh, so that's what keeps me going.
That's a beautiful view, and I think that's a beautiful way to end our chat today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been lovely chatting with you, and I'm sure we'll have you back very soon.
Thank you, Lata, and thank you for this opportunity. Take care, all of you, and stay well.
Thank you.